Hi, this is Frances from Yoga Glow Studio. I'm going to be leading you through a strawberry full moon flow. You won't need any props today. So you can just come to lie down on your back to start. So lowering down onto your mat, maybe reaching the arms up. And just allowing yourself to settle here, to settle into the space. Connecting with your breath. So, at the time of the strawberry moon, so called because the Native American Indians harvested their strawberries at this time of year, it's the first full moon after the summer solstice, and definitely the completion of a cycle. So at this time, I love to practice a flow that is reflective, that looks back at the last half year or even further. It's a time to really celebrate your own metaphorical harvest. So looking back at all that you have achieved, how far you've come over the last 6 months or year or years, just a point to take stock, to pause and reflect. Looking back at all your personal achievements and wins. So it doesn't mean that everything has to be lined up. You might be in a state of flux, or it might be a really challenging point in your life, but still there's always things to celebrate and things to have gratitude for in life, always. So looking back now, perhaps looking back over the last year and looking at the developments in your life without judgment, just with a real lens of complete compassion, looking back at everything that's passed, the evolution of your life and where you are now. Looking back at what you can feel proud of. Perhaps relationships that you have nurtured. Perhaps you've established a more healthy relationship with yourself. Learning to look after yourself, drop bad habits. Or perhaps the relationships are with others, or perhaps both. Maybe you've had personal, more tangible projects that you've managed to achieve. So celebrate your harvest here. What does your own personal harvest include? Look at all the blessings in your life, even if there's some really hard stuff going on as well. And just bringing your left hand onto your heart, your right hand onto the belly. And just breathe into your hands here, finding your Ujjayi, your oceanic breath. And feel a sense of loving kindness to yourself from your heart, spreading through the whole of your body. And feel a sense of gratitude for the things that are working, the things that you feel blessed with in your life. So time to pause, definitely, to reflect, and to just really find the sweetness and pleasure in life. So usually, especially in the Western world, we're always moving forward, driving forward towards the next goal or the next thing. See if you can find pleasure in this class over the next few days and weeks to come, building in time in your schedule to find pleasure, relaxation in the ways that you like to do. So whatever it is for you, whether it's practicing more yoga, whether it's taking a walk in nature, perhaps walking barefoot in nature, the height of the summer. It's going to be different for all of us. Good, and when you're ready, we're just going to, you can keep the eyes closed if you want to, and that goes for the whole of the class. If you want to keep the eyes closed at any time, just to encourage the withdrawing of the senses, to go inward a little bit more, you're really welcome to. A lot of the poses and shapes we do will be really familiar. Not too challenging a class today, definitely more about just moving the body and stretching and celebrating your body, your breath, this beautiful time of year. So we're going to bring the hands and arms out in a cactus shape on the ground now, and just walk the feet back in towards you, and let's cross the right ankle over the left thigh just below the knee and find our reclined pigeon. So reach through for the back of the left thigh and just find a nice stretch here. And when you're ready, let's find Setu Bandha Savasana, bridge pose. So reach the fingertips towards the heels, then arms come to the side, palms face up, and let's squeeze and lift up into bridge. Maybe just drawing the shoulders a little closer underneath you, and reach the tailbone forward. So you're squeezing the glutes, you're hugging the inner thighs inward towards each other, so the knees stay in line with the hip points, and breathe. That steady Ujjayi breath, keeping you anchored in the moment. And then gently, slowly we'll lower, stretching the left leg long and just reaching and holding the right knee in towards the right shoulder, finding a nice squeeze into the right hip flexor. And then we'll find a twist, bringing that right knee over to the left side. And teeing out the arms. Try and anchor the right shoulder to the ground. And we'll just come back to center and find our reclined pigeon to the left. Left ankle crosses, reach through. Just staying with the breath connecting mind, body, spirit together, and keeping you anchored at all times in the present moment. And releasing back to bridge. And maybe interlinking the hands underneath you. I'm not going there because my microphone's in the way, but if you want to, you can interlink the hands, fingers together underneath you. And very gently, slowly lowering back down, hugging the left knee into the left shoulder. And into your twist. Left knee over to the right side. Tee out the arms, find space between the shoulders. And we'll just come back to center. Coming back and keeping the arms out in a cactus shape, bringing the knees just above the hips here. And we're just going to take some circles with the legs getting into the core. So draw navel to spine, so the whole of the back connects to the mat, and then we're going to reach the legs up and then circle them away. Keep the lower back connected to the mat, and just find some circles here. Let's link the breath. So bringing the legs up, inhale, and exhale, drawing them in. Inhale, exhale. Finding your own breath rhythm and really trying to connect navel to spine, so you're really engaging the core and not the lower back. And then reversing the circles, linking the breath still. Back and just find your happy baby, 2-piece fingers around the big toes. Keep the lower back, if you can, connected to the mat, and just find perhaps a little sway and rock here. Just really pulling on the big toes or wherever you're able to hold on to. And then you're getting that nice stretch into the legs, but we're also just giving the lower back a little massage. Good. And then when you're ready, we're going to come up to a seat. You can come up any way you like. I'm just going to rock up and come up to a seat now. So you can always take a sip of water here, make any adjustments, take socks off if you're wearing them. I'm just going to tie my hair back. So in your seat, we're going to get into the shoulders now. So let's reach the arms up, big inhale, and exhale, bring the hands interlink behind you over towards the left hip. We're kind of working towards dropping that right shoulder down, just look over the left shoulder now. And back to center, and bring the left ear to the left shoulder, drop it down. Just relax here and breathe. And just coming back to center now, and we'll reach the arms up, big inhale, exhale, twist around to the right, breathe here, make sure you're sitting nice and tall, and then rotate round. Good, let's sweep the arms up, big inhale, exhale, the hands back behind you, interlinking them, bringing the hands over towards the right hip this time, and just looking over the right shoulder. And coming back to center and bringing the right ear to the right shoulder, dropping the left shoulder down. And just coming back to center now. Let's sweep the arms up, twist to the left, breathe here. Making your way back to center, just switch the cross of the legs here. We're just going to find some circles into the spine. And circling around the other way, just awakening that Kundalini energy, prana from the base of the spine, rising all the way up, crown of the head. Coming back to center now, good. Let's reach up and just find a forward fold. Just reaching forward. You might want to bring the soles of the feet together so it's more of a butterfly fold. And just coming back to center now. We're just going to reach the right leg out. So reaching the right leg out, ground through the sit bones, and just start to turn up towards the right leg. And we're just going to find our Janu Sirsasana, head to knee. So when you're ready, let's take an inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, fold forward. Knee can always be bent, maybe with a little cushion underneath it if you've got tight hamstrings. Just relax head and neck down. Soften down without straining, without pushing, just finding or meeting your body where it's at today. And then we'll come back up. And you can just bring the left hand behind, find your mini wild thing. So roll the weight onto the left shin and knee. And squeeze and lift up the hips, open up through the heart center. And release all the way back down. Good. And from here, we're just going to cross the left foot outside the right knee. And see if you can sit up really nice and tall here, ground for the sit bones. Of course, you can fold the right leg if you want to for your Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes pose. Otherwise, just keeping that leg long if you want to, if it helps you ground through the sit bones a little bit more, that's what I prefer. And then you can reach the arms up and twist round to the left, either hooking the elbow or just wrapping the arm round. Come back to center, maybe just a little fold to the right and coming back, and we'll just find that to the other side. So the left leg will come out, position yourself over the left leg, and let's fold forward here. Relax the head and neck down. And making your way back up. We'll bring the right hand behind, and again, just open up here. And releasing back down. Finding your twist, right foot outside the left knee. And sitting up really nice and tall, inhaling, twisting the other way. And let's come back and just face towards the front of the mat, coming into your Navasana boat pose. So let's start to draw navel to spine, and we're going to bring the legs up. Lift up as if you had a golden thread from the center of the chest, just lifting you up here, and maybe bring the arms, maybe extend fully. One more inhale. Exhale, release. Finding your reverse table. So you can point the fingertips towards the hips, or if that feels too much for the shoulders, you can bring the hands back the other way. Just come into your reverse table, lifting up. Keep squeezing and lifting up. And just lower down. Good. So just coming now into your tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips. Find that neutral spine. When you're ready, inhale to rock the belly, shine the heart forward. Exhale, pushing into the hands, rounding and contracting. Inhale, forward, belly drops, tailbone rises. Exhale, hug the belly in, tailbone tucks. Inhale, forward. Exhale to round. Good. From here, just coming to the back of the mat, stretching the arms out. We're going to find a flow here just to help link up the breath and strengthen through the shoulders, a little bit into the core. So when you're ready, let's make our way up to our knees down plank. So you've got your knees down, but you're still engaging a little bit through the core. When you're ready, inhale. And exhale, slowly lower down to the belly. Inhale, baby cobra, tuck the elbows to the waist. Exhale down. Inhale, push up. And exhale where we started, hips to heels. Inhale, forward to your knees down plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale down. Inhale, push up. Exhale, hips to heels. Inhale, back to your plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale down. Inhale, push up. Exhale, child's pose. Bring the knees wide. Find a wide-legged child's pose here. Stretch and reach the arms forward. Maybe interlink the hands. Bring them into prayer, and then reverse prayer. Bring the hands behind the back of the neck and just kind of wriggle the elbows a little bit forward to find a tricep stretch. And releasing. Let's come up. And from here we'll make our way into our first downward dog. So just not coming into downward dog, taking any movements that you like. Maybe just alternating, stretching and bending the legs. And then we'll just find a downward dog. Find some stillness here. And I want us to just think about anything that perhaps we're still clinging to or holding on to that we need to let go. So this is a wonderful time of year for really releasing and letting go of anything that's stuck. Noticing anything that's holding you back perhaps in your life, anything that you know that needs to change, and perhaps today you can just take the first tiny step towards making that change or towards letting go of whatever it is. Maybe it's just a simple bad habit that you know doesn't support you, and maybe it's something bigger. Just tuning in to what that might be. Yoga is definitely about learning about yourself, self-study, svadhyaya in Sanskrit. So you can really lead your life with passion and purpose and not get held back by limiting self-beliefs, conditioning. So let's take 3 cleansing breaths and let go of this. Inhale, out the mouth. Big inhale. Let it go. One more. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, just make your way to the top of the mat. And we'll find a ragdoll fold so feet can be hip width or wider. Hands onto the elbows. A little rock and a sway maybe here. And then we'll come with the feet hip width apart, find a halfway lift to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, palms to the heart. Good. So in your Tadasana, mountain pose, just see about bringing the hands to your heart center, upper chest, one over the other. And just feel yourself connected to the ground beneath you. That sense of steadiness and peace. And then when you're ready, blinking open the eyes, let's bring the arms beside us. So just roll the shoulders a little bit back. spread the toes, so you're grounding through the feet evenly. Lift up through the thighs, kneecaps. And when you're ready, let's find some side stretches here. So inhale, arms rise. Exhale over to the right. Really drawing the hips left. Lift up through the waist. Rotating the heart a little bit open and up. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, stretching over to the left side. Inhale, arms reach high. And exhale, a little cactus of the arms. Slide the shoulders down the back and squeeze the hips forward. Lift up from the waist again. Inhale, arms rise. And exhale, folding all the way forward. Inhale, halfway lift to lengthen. Exhale, we'll step the left foot to the back of the mat, bringing the left foot parallel to the back edge of the mat, and then bringing the arms up into Warrior Two. So just adjusting till you feel in the pose fully, with the right knee over the right ankle, drawing that left hip open, and really pressing through both feet evenly, just checking the arms, relax the shoulders, drop them down, maybe just focus on relaxing and releasing the shoulders with the palms up. And then again, flipping them. Just finding stillness here, feeling the strength of your body, the lift from base of the spine up through the crown of the head. And let's inhale, reach up and back in your reverse triangle, just breathing here. And then keeping the length and the space between the shoulders, we're going to come up and into your regular Trikonasana, really focusing on the space between the shoulders. And making your way back up, back into Warrior Two. And let's reach up and back for Reverse Warrior. And into your side angle pose, whichever version you would like. I'm just going to bring my right forearm, rest lightly on the thigh without dumping down into it. And then I'm going to stretch the bicep alongside the ear and find that real length through the left side body. Making your way back up. We're just going to bring the hands down to frame that front foot, adjust the feet. So the back foot's pointing forward. Let's find a twist here. Right hand comes up. Draw the right hip back, lift up. You can always drop the back knee down here. Find a twist with the back knee down. And coming back to center. Let's inhale to look forward. Exhale back to tabletop position. Just finding your table, and from your table coming into your Anahatasana, puppy pose. So we're going to reach the arms forward. You can either come onto your forearms and let the head and neck rest here, or you can maybe lower down onto the forehead. And you can either just relax the forearms down, or you can keep some traction, maybe coming up onto fingertips, and press the shoulders down for a little bit more work into the shoulders. I'm just going to relax down onto the forearms. Just enjoy this sensation of rest, of all the pressure taken off your pelvis, and connect with your breath. And from here, let's lower down onto the belly and bring the arms out in an 11 shape. Just make sure they're in an 11 shape, nice and structured. And then press down into the pubic bone, peel up for your Sphinx. And when you're ready, just lowering the forehead down, and we'll just push up to table and back to downward dog. Find that length, draw the chest towards the thighs. And again, just noticing anything that you need to release today, anything you need to let go of or start to let go of. Big inhale through the nose, out the mouth. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat, stepping or hopping up. Halfway lift. Exhale. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale. Into your side stretches, palms to the sides. Inhale, let's lift up. Exhale, over to the left this time. Breathe here. Inhale, back up. Exhale to the right. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, cactus open. Inhale. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, the right leg steps back. Up into warrior two. Finding your warrior two to the second side now. Let's inhale, reach up and back. Find that reverse triangle and breathe here. Into your regular Trikonasana. Really pulling the shoulders apart from each other. Finding that huge sense of expansion. Make sure the neck stays relaxed. Let's push up through the feet, find that core strength to come back and just sink back into warrior two. Reverse warrior, reaching up and back. And into your side angle. One more inhale. Exhale, release the hands down. Setting yourself up for your twist. Left hand up. One more inhale. Exhale, release the hands down. And we're just going to step back into tabletop position. Finding your table. And just from here, lowering down. Back into your Sphinx pose. Drawing the heart space forward. Feeling with strength in the lower back. And releasing forehead down. We're going to bring the arms out, the hands out to the sides, and find free cobra poses here, just getting a little bit more into the shoulders. So when you're ready, inhale to lift on up. Exhale to release down. Inhale. Exhale. And the last one, inhale, lifting up. Exhale, reduce back down. Inhale, press up. Exhale, downward dog. Bringing the right leg up, just opening up that right hip and leg. Maybe finding circles, or maybe just staying, drawing that right knee open. And we're going to bring that leg back straight and square, look forward. Let's take an inhale. Exhale, step the right foot outside the right hand. Just stretching into the left thigh and hip. And then maybe dropping the left knee down, coming into your lizard pose, perhaps rolling onto the outer edge of the right foot here. You can even come down onto forearms if that works in your body, or you can just stay up on the hands. Relax the head and neck. You can maybe reach the right arm back, getting into the shoulder again, perhaps holding the foot. Finding also a quad stretch. And making your way back. We're going to just from here come into table. And see about just bringing the hands underneath the shoulders and stretching the left leg back, finding a stretch into that left leg, pressing into the foot. And then bringing the left leg up, engaging through the whole of the left leg, lifting belly to spine, right arm forward. Enjoying the stretch here, maybe reaching for the back foot. Pressing into the hand and opening up the chest, looking forward. And releasing, good. And just finding a counter stretch, just rounding through the spine into your cat. And then back to downward dog. Lengthening out the body. Let's pick up the left leg, open up the left hip now. And then send that leg back straight and square. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, let's step the left foot outside the left hand. Again, you might want to just stay with the back knee up for a couple of breaths here. A little rock. And then we'll drop the right knee down. Find your version of lizard, either staying up on the hands here or coming down onto forearms. Maybe holding on to the back foot, or maybe just reaching back like I am on this side. So I've got a knee problem at the moment, so I'm not able to hold the foot on this side, but I'm still able to find that really lovely opening through the left shoulder. And then we'll come back to center, and we're just going to come back to table. Hands underneath the shoulders, and this time we stretch the right leg back. Really keeping that foot flexed and the thigh parallel to the ground. So engaging through the whole of the leg, the glutes, lift belly to spine, and reach the left arm forward. And maybe reach for the back foot if you want to go there. Opening up through the chest again. Press the right hip down if you're here. And releasing. Good. And from here, just coming into your rabbit fold, so you can just flex the feet, reach for the heels, and then bring the weight onto the head. If you can't hold the heels, just bring the arms back on the floor like I'm showing with the palms up. And just keep, if you've got the feet, keep pulling so you kind of lengthen the back. So drawing the belly in towards the spine. And then releasing from your rabbit, and bring the knees out wide, and we're just going to walk the hands around to the right, and then see about lowering down, finding a big side stretch into the left side and into the left shoulder, and see if you can kind of press the left side body out and the left hip back. And then we'll come up, back through center, and find that to the other side. Back to center. Bring the knees wide and just find your wide-legged child's pose, Balasana. Forehead comes down. Big, deep, steady breaths here. Just calming and soothing the nervous system even deeper now. And walking the hands in. Let's bring the knees together. We're going to bring the left hand back behind us and just see about reaching the right arm up and lifting up the hips. Breathe here. And release down. Other side, right hand back, left arm up. Open up. Coming back. From here, let's lower down onto the belly. Bringing the forehead down. Hands back behind you. You can maybe interlink the hands here. I can't due to a shoulder injury, but if you're able to, you can interlink the hands at this point. Otherwise, just draw them back with the palms down, lift up into your locust pose, Salabhasana. And release back down. Bring the arms out, back into that 11 shape. Flex the feet, lift up. Start to walk the feet forward for your dolphin pose. Press into the forearms. Try and draw the heels down. And we'll come into downward dog. Inhale the right leg up. Open up the hip, maybe circles, or maybe bringing it back behind you for your wild thing. And if you flipped over, just making your way back. And let's step that right leg forward, so sending it back first, looking forward, and then stepping to the top of the mat. Coming up into your high lunge. Make sure the hips are both pointing forward. So it's as if you've got headlights from the hips, or you could imagine that. Nice and structured, shoulders over the hips, and then lift up. One more inhale. Exhale, twist open to the right. Breathe here. And bringing the right hand onto the back leg. Look over the right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, palms to the heart. And just step up to the top of the mat. Good. Bringing the weight into the right foot. We'll find dancer's pose now. So weight comes into the right foot. And let's reach for the inside of the left foot. Draw the knees together, so hug the knees in together, lift up through the midline of the body, stretch the right arm up. Already a lot going on here, a lot of work. If you want more, you can perhaps bend slightly more into that standing leg. Just be careful not to lock it out. And then start to press the hip, left hip down, kick into the foot, reaching forward. And releasing, coming back out. I always love to follow dancer's pose by some little circles in the hips. You can Find some circles into the hips here if you want to, or any other movements that just feel releasing for the lower back. And then we'll come back to center, back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Let's find a flow back to downward dog. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale to dive forward. Halfway lift. Down, back to plank. Your transition here. And back bend of choice. And back to downward dog. So just paddling out the legs in your downward dog. And then finding a moment of stillness before we go into the second side. When you're ready, let's pick up the left leg this time. Circles into the left hip, or maybe flipping over again. Making your way back and finding your high lunge. Walking the hands up the legs and settling in, finding that strong support structure for yourself. If you're wobbling, probably the feet need to come a little wider apart on the mat, more on train tracks. And find your twist. And into your exalted lunge. And back to center. Let's bring the hands to the heart and just step up. Just relax. Shake out the feet here. And then into your dancer's pose. Weight comes onto the left side. Reaching through for the inside of the foot. Left arm comes up. Releasing. Good, and we're just going to fold forward after this one, so just bringing the hands onto the hips, opening up the chest, and then allowing yourself just to fold forward. Just relax the head and neck down in your ragdoll. And letting go. And then from here, we'll just come down to a seat. And drawing the sit bones back. So just see if you can draw out any excess flesh on the bottom to just ground through the sit bones here. And then just folding forward into your Paschimottanasana. Head and neck relax down. And making your way up. And just bringing the hands back behind you. Let's bring the feet out to the sides and just find a windshield wiper motion here, side to side. And we're going to lower down now onto the back. Gently, slowly lowering down and bringing the arms up above the head. Settle the hips down, lengthen the body and just melt the shoulders down into the mat. We'll take 2 final cleansing breaths here. Inhale through the nose, out the mouth, and again inhale, exhale, and just walking the feet back in, hugging the knees into the chest. Just find a little rock on the lower back, side to side. And then, just like we started, coming into Happy Baby, bringing the 2 peace fingers around the big toes. And just finding a little sway rock on the lower back here. Got a red kite and a buzzard circling right above me here, really beautiful. And the clouds just moving quite quickly, and the birds just circling. And let go. Any final shapes you'd like to take, or just moving straight to Shavasana. Letting yourself relax down and take these last few minutes to rest and digest your practice. And it's time now to come back to taking any movements through maybe through wrists, hands, ankles. And then when you're ready, just rolling onto your right side, making a pillow for your hand, for your head with your hand or your arm, and just resting here for a couple more breaths. And then making your way up to a seat. Let's bring the hands onto the upper chest, onto the heart center. Just connecting to yourself here. And we'll bring the hands together in prayer, and then bring the thumbs to press between the eyebrows at the third eye center, seat of your intuition. And let's take a bow forward to honor ourselves and honor each other. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you have a wonderful day or evening, and I'll see you soon.